I've read a lot in the comments in terms of that news article that I read today about the police officer who offed himself because he was busted doing something he shouldn't, was, charged is not the same as convicted. I have never heard that in terms of women being accused of something or femmes being accused of something. Never heard it. In fact, systemically, the data shows that we are more likely to be punished just based on the allegation. Even if it is not criminally, it is systemically, it is socially, it is within the system itself. It is within other policing systems. Whether it's employment, whether it's social development and the use of our children, whether it is any form of social marginalization. I'm thinking specifically of situations where children went missing. We automatically have 9 million allegations towards the mother and how terrible that mother is. And even when the father is found to be guilty, or the boyfriend or whatever, the loud noise about what they do when it's 40 billion times more heinous in actuality because they actually did it, and it often involves the ending of lives. The scrutiny and the discussion on that is much less than the empty allegations put towards the mothers. In fact, it is my experience that documented evidence proving the latter doesn't even get considered. Doesn't get considered in courtrooms, doesn't get considered by alleged professionals who aren't actually professional at all. They're just on a power trip. And where I live in a province where the highest recognition countrywide, we were one of the first to recognize coercive control and abusive systems towards mothers and married femmes or married AFEBs or married women. We have the worst protection systems because even though the laws and the rules are there, we don't follow them. So our track record is literally and completely utter horse manure. Because the allegation that she might be lying is considered more seriously than the fact that he committed a crime, even though it's still in an evaluation or an unofficial conviction status. Provincially, there is a high number of children being removed from mothers based on false allegations of unfitness, staying in a relationship when they could have left, while simultaneously rewarding the fathers when the mothers are alleging family violence. And this isn't an opinion, this is well documented. It is systemically well documented, even more in situations where the mother is Indigenous or racialized. We can thank the Child and Youth Advocate Office, and we can thank Manju Varma, who was the commissioner, the anti-racism commissioner, the racism commissioner. These are systemic, documented facts. EIOs were created to protect victims of family violence. And they were heavily implemented the first year. And instead of thinking, oh crap, maybe we have an epidemic of violent men, we went with, oh crap, the moms are abusing the system. Both of them are allegations. One of them actually ends in the actual termination of life of people. And that's not the one we go with. That's not the one we choose to consider when making a decision on whether or not to protect family violence victims. And this isn't just a provincial problem. This is a nationwide problem. I think there comes a point where we need to be extremely honest here, because as a child of immigrants from Northeast Africa, one thing I often hear women, femme, AFABs, etc., coming up to me and say, even to this day, is that, oh, women over there have no rights. No, Julie, no, Nicole, no, Janice, y'all have no rights. Y'all have no protections protecting you. Y'all have no laws either. Because gossip and social chatter seems to be more important than following actual written laws and ensuring that courtrooms, police officers, or people who are responsible to protect children and victims of family violence are actually following the laws and doing their damn jobs. You don't have to take my word for it. It's well documented. And it's really well documented, despite people who work in the field not even reading those reports to intentionally plead ignorance. That what they're doing is malfeasance and malpractice and systemic abuse. And in some situations, criminal acts. At some point, we need to realize that we collectively, like the we collectively, not me, not the other victims of family violence and intimate partner violence, we collectively as a society suck. We run to the defense of the rights of people who allegedly did horrible things to give them the benefit of the doubt at the expense of the people who were victims of these horrible things while making heinous allegations about those victims, often founded on the words of the abusers. Do you feel the discomfort yet? And more importantly, what are you going to do about it?